Good morning and welcome to Stampin' and Crafting with Cheryl Diana. I'm Cheryl Diana and today we're going to be making some children's cards using the Tractor and Co stamp set and matching dies. Now this time of year in our village they are harvesting their crops, so they're because we've had some wet days, they're now harvesting at night as well. So we have a lot of tractors going past our house. So this is ideal because my grandchildren do love the tractors. So let's go and have a look at how we're going to make these cards. So this is the stamp set. Excuse the light that's glaring on it. As soon as I saw it on our online exclusives, I knew I had to get it because both grandsons, whenever they see a tractor, they just shout out in the car. And in fact, my oldest grandson, he can see them without them even being invisible. So that's quite funny. So you get the stamp set, and then there is the matching dies. So we're going to start off with a very simple card where we're going to stamp it. Now, as you know, with stamping, it can sometimes go wrong. So rather than waste my card base, I want it to go around. We want it to go that way around. So, and I don't like, and I'm like, the 10 folds. So I'm going to cut some landscape base cards. So literally with a sheet of A4, cut it in half, and then we score it. And of course, we get two at the same time. So it's as simple as that. So we've got our card base. Let's just score it. And I'm going to use basic grey as my matte layer. I've got a piece cut there. So let's just trim that one down. And I want that to be 10 centimetres by 14.3. And we'll cut two matte layers at the same time. Remember, we keep our scraps so we can do other cards. Right, so that's going to go like that. We're going to have that on there. Now for my stamping matte layer. I've got one piece already cut. Not quite, it's got a dirty mark on it. That's a square card base. I think I might have to cut some out. That's fine. Because we can get 4 out of a sheet. A4. So I want that to be 9.5 now. So I'm just going to cut out 2 and keep the other one as for a card base. So just quickly prep these. Right, there we go. Okay, so straightforward stamping. Now, these are sorry, because they're harvesting. There's lots of dust in the air. So I have a croaky throw. So photopolymer ones. I found out a new way to do things is if you ink it first a mark to start with and then clean it, It gets rid of all of the dusty bits and that. So I'm just getting those ready. Okay, I don't need that one. I don't need that. Put the stamp case over there so I don't lose it. Right, let's get some blocks out. So excuse my arm. I forgot to get these ready. So I want some of them. Some that size. There we go. Right, so the straightforward tractor. So I'm just trying to work this out. Right, so this is the tractor bit. I'm going to lay it down on my piece of card first and then put it on. And we're going to need a bigger one. Oops. Excuse the banging around. I need a bigger one for that one. Okay, that's got to be it. I'm just trying to work out which bits are which. So I'm probably going to need the bigger one for this one as well. Here we go. So it's a tractor and a trailer. And then I want, we're going to be using corn. It's the corn one. So we grow anything from wheat, barley, potatoes, salad stuff, sugar beet. So I want some tractor wheels. There. And there. And then I need the seat. I think that is all for, let's see what sentiments we got. We've got, hey, it's your birthday, so we'll use that one because I've got a few birthdays coming up. So let's just ink these all up. And then we're going to clean them all. And that should hopefully stop any dust and any colour going through. So we'll give that a go. Right. So I thought I'd show you how we prepare them. Rather than doing it beforehand. Right, we're ready. So my stamping mat. So I want to stamp the tractor first. Get the right way up, so it's going to go there. Then we're going to get the other one in there. Yeah, we are going to get it in. Now we have blue and green tractors, so I thought I would, excuse me, find actually the blueberry bushel colour. Blue. So let's do a blueberry bushel tractor. I'm going to pop that over here. Let's wish we've got enough space for the wheels. There we go. And then the trailer. Now I'm going to draw a very faint line. Grab my ruler. Where's my ruler gone? Oh, it's falling down. Because obviously I want the wheels to be on the same level. The faint line there. And then I can stick this so I know that it's going to go. There. So it should be lined up now, and I can rub that out once it's dry. Now we have black wheels. We do. So I'm thinking secret C, because that is light black, but it's not as harsh as a black, because it's got a slightly blue tint to it. So let's just stamp our wheels. So let's just put one there, one there, oops, and one there. There we go. And then the bigger wheel, one here. There we go, like that. Now, the driver needs a seat, and I know that they are black as well. And I think it could be, it's going to have to be that way, isn't it? There we go. Oh, and then there was a over. Let's just put that bin back there. And then we had a bit that went over it, which is a die, not a stamp. So that's fine. Okay, so we've got our tractor done. It needs a little bit of grounding, so I'm going to use some blending. I'm going to do some grass. We could do some mud. What colours are that? Is my brown. Let's do some mud, and we have got peaty soil, so I'm going to use the espresso ink. So let's get a scrap of paper, and let's just give it a little bit of mud. There we go. Bit of mud there. There. Okay, and then put that there. We're going to have some sky. So I'm just going to do a little bit of blending. Of course, it's balmy blue for the sky, isn't it? And we're going to sort out what we're going to have for our crops. So I'm just going to blend this in a bit. And because being the sky, it doesn't matter if it's darker in places and lighter in others, because our skies are all different. We have some lovely skies living on so we live on the edge of the fence, so we can see the sky for miles and miles and miles. So there's my tractor with its muddy track and its sky. So the crops, and we're going to go for really bringing in straw. That's going to be this one. So let's just clean that one up before we ink it up. And as it's straw, it's going to be crushed curry colour, which is a colour I don't use that often, believe it or not. So what I think I might do, I might stamp it off. Oh, and if it's just ink that up a little bit better. And see what it looks like when it's stamped off. That's a better colour. No, let's go for a solid one. And I want to line that up with that. There we go. I love this tractor now. And it's just, I just it's just a simple stamped card, and it still looks really, really nice. So I'll do a little bit of a, that's a card I can use. I want hay. Hay one. Let's have one of my long ones. I want hay. And then this one says, it's your birthday. It's your birthday. So I'm just thinking I might have another little one for the hay. That's it. And then I want a big one for the, it's your birthday. There we go. So I think I'm just going to, what I might do is, I think I'm going to try and do it along the top. So let's have another line. Hi Lisa. We're having to play with the tractors because they kept me awake last night because they are harvesting. So I'm just going to do a very faint line there so I get my words lined up. And let's just try and line these up. So, and then it's your birthday. It's your birthday. There we go. Okay, I've lost my legs. Why is it I have a desk which I clean up before I start and I still lose things? Does anybody else like that? So there's my little card, which I can add to that. First, I'm going to try and rub out the line first. So just very gently rub it out. And then rub my little line here. Not that you can really see it, but let's get rid of that line there. There we go. I am pleased with this card. I am. There we go. I'm getting through glue really, really quick. I've noticed this year. I don't know why. And I'll pop this onto here. Because it's not my new glue that I got out. It's my old glue. That's why there's not much in it. I know I opened one recently. There we go. And there's our first card. And I love it. I think it's brilliant. Right, pop you up there so I don't lose you. Now, let's do a die cut card. We do the same again. The same background. And I'm going to do I did another matte layer. I lost it. No, there it is. And we're going to do right there, die cuts for this one. And a lot more blending. So let's go to the grass. No, the dirt. That was my green. Whoops, never mind. definitely dusty dirt there. Then let's do the blue for the sky. Bye, Lisa. Oh yeah, we've got catch up tonight, haven't we? Because we get to see the new September to December mini catalogue early. So that is one of the perks of being a demo, is we get to see the stuff earlier. So let's do the sky. We're going to have a nice blue sky. So a bit of blend. I do love blending. I do because it's simple to do. Here we go. So it's similar as we did the other card. Put that with over there. I am losing my stamp sets. My inks everywhere, so just put them there so I don't lose them. Right, okay, now die cuts. So we have these other dies. So let's have the tractor and the trailer. Those. Then we want the wheels. Oops. And then I want. I've got little wheels there. And I want this. That will be for the. Where does that go? I have to find out. Oh, that looks like. We'll sort it out when we die cut it. And then I think I'm going to do some hay again. Right. And then they are the bumper bits. So let's get my scraps out. So I definitely want. What do I want? I probably want black tyres. I want the inner. No, they could. The inner bits could be grey. Just a manky bit of card. That will go. Okay, let's use this one. And then, was it in brights? Was it brights I wanted it, or was it subtles? Brights. I want a, because our green is very much a granny apple green for our tractors. There we go. And that will be for the trailer. That I'm going to do in green as well. Fine. And that can be, that'll be green. Black wheels. And so let's die cut those. So I'm going to use my big I cut and emboss machine. So I'm just going to lay these on the plate. So I cut them all out at the same time. Put that there. Can I get that out of that one? Can I get it all out of one? Yes, we can. That's good. And then we have the black bit here. Put that there. And I have to run that through twice because I want four wheels. And then that Go there. Okay, so let's just run that one through first. Make sure they're all lined up. Because you could always stamp and then cut them out. Oops. So we've got, oh look, that is lovely. Let's work out what it is. It'll be helpful, wouldn't it? Oh, so it goes like that. See, I said you'd find out what it was for. Now I forgot to do it on adhesive sheet, so it's gonna be a bit of a pain to stick. That's fine. We can work around it. That one goes there. Okay, so we don't need that one. So I'm going. Where's my little tray for my dies? Let's just get. Oh, why do I always have rubbish in it? Put that all there. Right, my little magnetic tray. So hopefully I won't lose my dies. And then that one needs to go there. Oh, this is cute. And I don't need that one again, but I do need another one of those. I need to grab my Regals. That's my Regals, isn't it? That's my neutrals. My Regals. Because we're using crushed curry for the hay. Cajun craze. Where is it? It's right at the front. So I'm just going to pop that like so. Now let's go up there. That's better. Let's put that over. Whoops. Okay, so another one of them. One wheel there. We've got, oops, one bit of hay there, which I might stamp on. Oh, can I get another one of these out there? Yeah, I can. Just get another wheel out. There we go. And then that is, I can now bin that piece because I've used it. All the scraps. Okay, so put that like that. That's going to go there like that. Put the wheels on top. That will go in there. I'm actually going to find my yellow. I've got a yellow. I've got a yellow one. Orange, no. Yellow. And then I need to cut 4 lots of those out using basic grey, so it ties in with our matte layer. So basic grey, a little strip, that will do. shift that out of the way. Don't stick magnetic on my phone. Then move that up so you can see better. That's it. Right, so let's cut some of these out. It's a die cutting. That's good. So they look better. They look all right. And one more. I'm just going to pop those in my little pot because we might need them at some point. Just trying to find the wheel bit. And one more. I think they should have put more of those in to make it easier to cut. More at a time. Okay, so there we go. Let's pop that back in the tray so I don't lose it. Right, so let's just said we were going to do this. So where's my crushed curry? I'm going to add a little bit of blending just to give it a bit more definition. I'm happy with that. Just put a bit more on it. Yeah, that's a bit more definition to it. Just very faint. And then I want to make these a bit darker. So I've now got to use a different blending brush because I used my brown one. What can I get away with it? That was not very good. Get away with that? Or have I got a spare one? But I've used them all. And I think I've used all my blends up, all my blending pins up. Hang on, have I got a small one in there? No, they're all big ones. Okay, I've used them all up. I'm going to use my blue one. So I want to Granny Apple green. I might go for a darker green. What darker green could I use? Garden green, I think. That would be a good one. I'm sure I had a big green one. I don't feel quite so bad about using a different colour one. Green, there we go. So let's give this a little bit darker green. Whoops. Has it gone a bit darker? Yeah, that has gone a bit darker. Okay, so let's start assembling it then. And what I am going to do is I'm going to carry on a bit more blending down a bit. Put some green in the middle for some trees, I think. Oh, where's my brown again? Let's just bring this up a bit. This is better. Let's push it up so you can see what I'm doing. I always forget that because I have to lean over quite a bit. There we go. And then a bit more. There we go. Right, so we've coloured the whole background. So let's start sticking this on. So I know that these are the biggest things. So I stick those on. Like so. Put that there. I'm not going to draw a line because I can roughly see where it wants to go. Plus, if I lay my ruler there, I can then slot it on. Pop it like that. There we go. And now we can add the wheels. And they're going to just go like that. With this one over the top of it. Like that. I do like it now. I'm going to put you a little bit up there. And then this one a little bit up there. Oh, should I? No, I'm not going to cut more of those out because the trailer just doesn't have them, I've decided. It might do. We can add them towards the end. Come stick. Sit. And that one goes go like that. There we go. Actually on there properly, that's better. Now this is going to be a fun one to do. So I definitely put it in the middle. Just gently put some bits there. I'm going to use my tweezers for this. And let's just turn this round. This is, I do love this bit. Oh, that is so good. It really looks good. And I'm going to add some these bits, the hubs. Oops. And then this one. And this one, right way around. Put that there. And then this there. Now this might be a short video because I know I don't have time to do another card in that time. So here's got this one done. I think I might do some more. No, let's just leave that like that. Let's move you slightly there. That's better. And I'm using my journaling pen, or you can use your basic black white marker. I'm going to draw some birds in the sky. There we go. Because we know there's lots of birds when they harvest. There we go. And put my heading up there. So I think I'm going to go do it on here. I want that one, and I want that one. And black again. Let's do this. Hey, whoops. It's your birthday. There we go. And then I want to add it to something. So what colours have I got? I've got brown. Brown, no. Trouble is, I used most of my scrap strips for card I did, so I'm going to be in the wrong bit. Oops. Whoops. Pick this up. So what have I got in the basic grey? There's a strip, will that fit on it? Not really. No. Okay. We have loads to choose from. Is that a bit longer? No, it's the same size. Okay. Might have to cut one off. That's too big. Let's see if I can find one there. Oh, that one might work. Yeah, that will work. Let me just trim that down. And then just cut a smooch off there. I want to just kind of get it on 6. Yeah. There we go. That will fit on there. Let's just stick that on there. It's too small. There we go. Then we can raise that up. Okay, I need some minis will work on. No, the big ones will work on that one. So then I'm thinking I might do this for my oldest grandson, who's going to be 4 in October. So let's just pop that like that. Zip off a bit more. I'm not quite happy with that. So it's a bit out. Put you. Just because the glue's moved. Let's just lift you up a bit. And just line you up a bit. That's better. Okay, now I have got some die cut numbers out, so I'm just going to have a look, see if I've got, I might not have a number 4. It's going to be a big one. Right, so what I might have to do is I might have to stamp one of my retired sets, the number 4, and then I can pop it in there. Oh, go down. Right, that's what I do. So I will stamp number 4 there, and then that will be his birthday card done. So let's just stick this on here. Like so. There we go. And I might do some more birds there then. And then if I pop this in my birthday card box, which was one of our kits, that'll be already done. And I might actually be organised for once. Let's just add a couple of birds here. There we go. So there is my second finished card, and this is gonna end sooner than I thought. But these are the 2 cards we've made today. So both have got a blended background using Balmy Blue, Early Espresso, and then on the die cut one I used Garden Green. Stamped one we used Blueberry Bushel for the tractor body and for the wagon, and then Secret Sea for the tyres, and then we stamped Hey It's Your Birthday twice on the top. And then with the die cut one, we die cut it using Granny Apple Green for the trailer and for the tractor body. For the wheel hubs we did the same, but then we coloured that, went over that with the Garden Green ink. And then we used basic black for the tyres and for the steering wheel and the exhaust, which I think what it's called. And for the hay we used Cajun Craze, and then I drew on some birds in the sky using our new journal pen. And then I did the sentiment again, but this time it was matte layered and raised off the card. So these are my 2 cards. So I'd like to say thank you for joining me today. I mean, I thought this bundle would be really good, and I am amazed at how quick I've managed to make 2 cards, and they look wonderful. So until next time, keep stamping and crafting. Bye.